Hi guys, and today's movie that you don't hate?
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 2. Freddy's Revenge.
Alright, so today's You Don't Hate is actually Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. And normally you would see Manny sitting next to me to kind of help defend the film. But today, because he's not a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, we decided to get somebody who is a fan of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 and figured we'd make the set a little bit better looking. We moved him out. We brought in Aspen, our producer, from behind the camera, so she's going to be sitting here with me helping me defend this film. And Aspen, for the people who had not normally watched us on You Don't Hate, why don't you give them a little bit of the way we defend the movie and how we set up things on the show.
All right, so here on You Don't Hate, we pick a movie and we defend it, and we do it by category. Right. So we do plot, acting, directing, special effects, and since it's October, special movie. We're doing kill scenes.
All right, kill scenes, yeah.
So, Nightmare on Elm Street, a beautiful series, my favorite series, in fact, by the way. Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Revenge was released November 1st, 1985. Now, Nightmare on Elm Street 1 was meant to be its own movie. It was not meant to have a series, but it did get very popular, and the fans wanted more. Right. So production and everybody rushed to get this movie made, to get a second one made, and that's why it came out so early the next year and sort of fell apart, but I still love it anyway, and I'm going to tell you why. So Terrence, let's start with plot.
Okay, so the plot of this film is that, like she said, I mean, it follows the original. More or less, we have Freddy, who I guess was a little bit damaged from the original film, but we have him coming across a young man that he can manipulate. This film is actually more of a possession film than a nightmare film that we got from the original version. He manipulates this young boy to kind of help him be able to carry on his killing with children, as he did in the original films, with a body and a host, which is a little bit of a departure from the series as we know it, but still, I mean, that's basically the plot setup for it. Anything else would be kind of going on to different categories, but basically we got Freddy, we got him back. He's, talking to some young boy and trying to get him to do his bidding.
You are correct. Nightmare 2 was written by David Chaskin. Mm-hmm. Completely different writer, completely different director. So obviously we were going to see a totally different perspective on Freddy Krueger. So we do have our main character, Jesse, who is being used as a host, as you said, mm-hmm. to let Freddy come back and take his revenge. Right.
So as the plot goes, with that initial setup, how do you feel about the plot? I mean, as it relates as a movie in general, not so much as far as it related to the other films, but in this particular scenario, because obviously, like you said, this one was supposed to be different from the original film. So original film outside, just the setup of this movie, how do you feel about it?
Well, from a plot standpoint, I myself am a writer. Okay. So I can see where they were going, and I love the plot. I like the concept. Okay. If I had no clue of the first original film and this was the first, I would have loved it.
I think that was a good example right there, is that if this had been the very first film, then it wouldn't have gotten a lot of the hate that it got.
Yeah, and I would have loved it.
We're not calling on you yet.
Not calling. Sorry. I think that's all I really have.
As far as I feel about the plot in this film is as far as what I feel about the plot of this film is that I like the change. I really like the change. I like that they did something different. I like that a lot of times directors get a lot of heat for changing what had already pre-existed. I think that he was inspirational and kind of breathed a breath of fresh air into this franchise by doing something as different as he did. He almost kind of took us on a journey of learning about yourself, is what it was.
All right, well, we'll get to directors because I have an opposing opinion.
But, I mean, I like the plot. I like how this is set up. I like that we almost kind of say, like, hey, Nancy and them did their job in the original film, and that he is hurt, he is wounded. How would he come back when they already did what they were supposed to do to get rid of him? This is a good way to say this is how he's coming back, by possessing a young boy to bring him back.
Right.
So as far as the plot goes, what would you give it, a like or a hate?
Well, let's start the scoreboard now, right there, where I said it, right there. You put it right there.
It's a little off-center, but I'll do that.
All right, well, I give plot a like.
All right, so I would definitely give it a like as well, because like I said, I really appreciate them doing something different. So.
All right, awesome.
So what's our next topic?
All right, so our next is acting.
Acting.
How do we feel about
man, the acting in this film. Okay, so
well, I'll let you guess.
This is such a tough one, because the acting was 1985, and horror movies weren't really taken that serious, and they didn't really cast a lot of people in horror movies because of their acting, even though a lot of bigger stars got their first start in these original horror these horror films. That's not normally how they get cast. They get cast on look and what they were trying to do, what the director was trying to show in Victims. Unfortunately, there were certain stereotypes that we had to get. We had to get the young blonde girl. We had to get the virgin. We had to get the athletic jock. So that's how most of these things got cast. And it wasn't like, hey, you act well and you fit my type for this particular movie. So the acting was bad. I can't even lie. The acting was really, really bad. I mean, there was a lot of whining and overreacting, and there was a, Mark Hamill lookalike.
And a Meryl Streep lookalike.
And as a matter of fact, he probably did more whining than Mark Hamill did in Star Wars. So it was just not very good. And I feel like I'm going to continue on a tangent. We're talking about this, the acting. How did you feel about it?
All right. Well, Nightmare 2 does star Mark Patton as Jesse and Kim Myers as, what's her name again?
Girl. Yes, Manny.
Lisa
as girl.
Yes, Kim Myers plays Lisa.
Is she related to Michael Myers?
No. Be quiet now. Be quiet. Anyway.
That's why you're behind the camera today.
Those are our two main central characters besides Freddy Krueger, which, if you didn't know, Freddy Krueger only comes out in 13 minutes of this movie.
All right, so how did you like Freddy Krueger's acting in this film?
Well, come to my knowledge, I actually found out that Freddy Krueger was played by a stunt double in the beginnings of the film.
Which is easy, because you don't really have to see his face.
Yeah, they never saw his face for a really long time. But as far as Robert Englund goes,
He glows as Freddy.
As far as Robert Englund goes, I love that man to death. That is practically my father.
Okay. All right, so do you think that his 13 minutes of acting was good enough to deal with all the bad acting? Because we didn't even go into specific characters in this film, because there is just a lot of bad acting here.
Everybody was very one-liner.
Yes,
everyone was a one-liner,
written, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that could have been the fact that everybody weren't good actors, or the simple fact that the writer sucked.
Well, you know what? I won't say that, because I appreciate films that are very limited in dialogue, because I prefer action. I'm more of a person that likes to watch rather than listen. And if I have to listen, then I have to watch the movie more than once, because I'm not going to be able to grasp everything.
So you're not a Tarantino fan?
No.
Wow. Why are you over here, Manny?
Sorry. I'm still not allowed to watch some of those movies. But anyway.
Okay, so where does that bring us on what you would score this? Is the acting a like or a hate?
I like acting. I mean, Robert Ressler is my son. I give it a like.
Oh God. Okay, so this is where we're gonna have a divide. This is where the acting was horrible. What do you say his name was? Jesse? Because I don't remember his name, because all he did was whine. He whined and whined and whined and whined.
Take me again!
All right, Peanut Gallery, be quiet.
So much in this film that I just, little finer details about that, all I remember is him whining.
Okay, if you were being possessed, would you whine?
I would man up and take my possession like a man would.
All right.
In this particular case, that's what happened.
That he took it like a man.
Took it like a man.
Calm down.
So I will actually go with hate on the acting.
Okay, well, it's a tie.
We go to the back to our
peanut gallery.
To the peanut gallery to break the tie on the acting.
The acting was horrendous.
It was horrible.
And you have Mark Patton dancing that can pretty much rival Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing in Kickboxer. Yeah, I'm gonna say hate.
Hate. All right, 1
Don't you
point.
dare speak bad about Van Damme.
1 point for
So
hate.
we're 1-1 right now.
Yep.
So it's pretty close so far. And what is that going to bring up our next category?
All right, so this is where I'm probably going to get ranty. We are on directing.
Directing.
So, Nightmare 2 was directed by Jack Shoulder. I hate you.
Gee, where are we going on like or hate on this one?
Just right out the bat, I already hate you. Go first, Terrence. Talk to us about the directing.
Jack, I'm on your side because I like we talked about with the plot. I like the decisions that you made in this film. I like the fact that Freddy wasn't being shown on screen all through the movie. He wasn't doing stand-up night on Nightmare on Elm Street or stand-up at Nightmare on Elm Street. He wasn't doing jokes all the movie. He was serious. He was focused. He was, demonic. He was dark. That's all he was in this film. And they used less of him, which made his impact on screen that much more. From the scenes when he first meets Whiner Boy to when he makes his grand entrance at the pool party. It was like, I like those particular things. I like the fact that he made the changes in the plot of the film with going with possession as opposed to dream master thing, dream nightmare killer person thingy. I like those changes that he made. I didn't really get the gay undertones until watching it as an adult, but I kind of see where that was coming from. So that's probably the only thing, is that he was trying to push an agenda a little bit in his movie, as opposed to serving what the audience wanted. But still, overall, I like what he did with the film. So I like his decisions. And he could have cast better actors, but I like his decisions as far as the movie in whole. All right, so let's go ahead and hear your rant.
Jack Shoulder, I hate you. Just out the bat, anyway. I'm like a super fan. Okay, this is like my heart and soul. This is like everything I live for. I want to tattoo it on my body practically. Like this is my life. So there was a documentary about the series of Nightmare on Elm Street, and Jack Shoulder himself talked about him making part 2, and quote, he said that he was not a fan of the first one, therefore he needed to change everything.
Hurts my heart.
And I give credit where credit is due. I appreciate the movie. I like where it has gone, and obviously like where it led on. We got a bunch of other movies, but come on, man, you can't do that. You can't bash the movie that you are making a sequel to.
Okay, so the argument I always have with Manny is that making his decision based on the category. So personal feelings aside,
No, all personal feelings.
You cannot decide on personal feelings, because I have to be as objective as I possibly can when we do Transformer films. So and I hate them to death, but I have to be objective as far as the category. So it's the categories with his direction in this film. Did you like what he did with the film?
I refuse to give up.
You're disqualified. Manny in the back.
I get Aspen's point, and what Aspen is saying is, as far as him taking a different turn for it, that part was good.
Okay.
But when you're messing with Craven, and you're messing with the lore, your favorite word there, you gotta hate that. There's just no way around it. You gotta hate that.
There's no appreciation for it. I mean, come on.
Say it again?
There's no appreciation. Like, if you're gonna make a sequel to something, you can't go and like, oh, that was crap, so I'm gonna make it. Hey, I win.
Y'all suck.
That's right.
Give it to hate.
That's right. Okay.
Next category.
All right. Next is special effects.
Special effects. 1985 special effects.
I think they're good. I think for that time period,
Right.
it was amazing. And now, like even now, I have really great appreciation for it, because like now, everybody is so like, oh, just CGI that.
Yeah, because well, now they have the technology to do it. You think in 1985, if they didn't have CGI, they wouldn't CGI stuff?
And what sucks too is that like we have CGI now, but yet I still see crappy movies.
Very true.
You would think that because
So-
we have better technology.
All right, so
better.
let's talk about the scenes that actually had some good special effect in, or that had special effects in them.
Okay.
One of the very first ones, as you keep seeing our new director motioning off on the side, the one that sticks out the most is the one when he's talking to Jesse, and he talks about, you have the body and I have the brain, and then he
like,
pulls
tears.
off his skull, and you see the brain just kind of pulsating there and stuff like that. It's 1985. I mean, it's lowly lit.
But see, that's the
for
point.
what they did is that they established something, and they worked within their budgets and their technology, and it looked really good. And even watching it today, I still buy it as a special
Yeah.
effect. What are other special effects in there? Like when he slashed him in the shower scene,
when
and
he finally comes out, when Freddy Krueger comes out of Jesse.
or the eye in the mouth.
I have
the eye in the mouth. That is an awesome special effect.
The eye in the mouth was the effects designer's girlfriend. Because
That was her eye?
Yeah, she was the only one who could fit her head inside of the little thing. So
That's
they had
kind
to
of
use
got
her
like
eye.
sexual undertones there. And so. Yeah, but see
Can I fire you too? this is just the Aspen show now.
But no, that eye scene, the brain scene, I think like the and we're gonna get to kills later, but even a lot of the him coming out of Jesse,
Sorry.
that didn't come out right.
Stop.
But Jesse coming out.
We all hope so at least.
But
After
the
everything.
scenes where like they show him take over Jesse, we'll say
There
it
you
that way.
That's better.
Those scenes were done really well with 1985 special effects. They were, to me, seemed a lot groundbreaking because we hadn't seen stuff like that in horror movies in general, outside of maybe An American Werewolf in London, where we saw a chain scene. So
Yeah.
I think those were really good for special effects.
Okay.
So how are you going to vote on special effects?
I give it to like.
You gonna give it to like? I'm definitely going to give it to like myself.
Okay. All right, so
we're at 2-2.
2-2 right now.
All right, it's a
And,
close one. We're getting a lot of close ones lately.
Yeah.
So where's my blow-ups? Give me some movies that I like that y'all just can't say crap about.
Like this one,
Like
maybe?
this one. Hey, I'm still talking crap.
Anyway, so our last category is kill scenes.
All right. I'm on with kill scenes.
I'm not that on with kill scenes. There was like 3 kill scenes in this entire.
There was a lot of kill scenes.
Okay, you can't count the pool party because that was a group of people.
And there was a lot of people.
Still,
It was a lot of people.
They were all like miscellaneous.
It was a marathon of killing. It was like, ha ha. Wait, wrong hand.
They were all miscellaneous people. Stop it back there.
Sorry. Okay, so you got the pool scene. You got him when he killed his best friend in the bedroom.
Which I have a fact about that. That kill with his best friend, they were actually running out of money. So they had to give him a pretty lame kill.
Is that why he did this? Like,
Yeah, just
what are you doing? What did he kill? Who's the guy he just killed?
the coach, you said.
Yeah, they said he killed the coach.
Which that one deserved it, by the way.
The shower room scene where he was cutting up the guys in the shower room. He had kills in this film. Even the simple fact that we think about like the bus trip.
The bus. There was 2 of them.
Yeah,
the
so
beginning and the end.
I think those were all well done, and I thought they were interesting. They stayed within how Freddy would kill people, and I thought they were really well done, and I thought they were creepy as hell when they did it. And you give the pool party crap, but that was a cool scene.
Come on. I can't give it to it because it's a bunch of people.
And then also too, even in a horror film, you can't kill everybody. There's a thing where like if you do it so much, people get desensitized to it, and then it doesn't make the impact that it needs to make. You want to space those things out, and you want to make them impactful. The one by one killing of the most important people of the film, they had impact when it was done.
Right.
Some people he kind of got exposed. He exposed him. Oh my god.
He was exposed.
I was gonna say he exposed himself too. That he had a change to Freddy. I mean, he really didn't kill him. It was kind of like he kind of held him back.
Just got rid of him.
And just kind of and ran off because he was coming out.
Right.
But I like what they did as kills in it, and like I said, the way the kills were done, it made the tone of the film. It was like you didn't know who was gonna really die because, like I said, he could hold it back in and like try to get control of Freddy, or he could just outright kill them. So
right. Well, you know, as they always say, the audience always has to presuppose the ending, no matter what, and that's what keeps people on their toes, especially in scary movies.
See?
So, but unfortunately, I still give it an dislike. You say like?
I say like, so we gotta go again. How do we keep getting you on this show? We got you off this show for a reason. So we go to Manny.
All right. Now, if you guys remember, and you go pretty much from 3 on, he uses your fears against you.
Right.
Right? Wizard Master, puppets, cockroaches, stuff like that.
Wizard Master with
This
fear.
stayed.
He was the Wizard Master. You fake fan. You're a fake fan.
But what I'm saying is that he used those methods to kill. This one still stayed true, where his weapon of choice was his glove, and he killed the coach. That was an awesome scene. When you joke and talk trash about the pool party, but he shoved his blades right in that dude's stomach, and he was like reaching, and all his blood was coming out.
They don't show it.
Yes, they do. The backslash when he slashes that dude's face, and he completely slashes his entire face. That was pretty freaking nasty. He also burned. He didn't use the blades on this, but he also burned all those kids.
Yeah. And it was like, "You are all my children."
Iconic line. It was awesome. But he burned all those kids in there. He also boiled the kids that were
in the war. Yeah.
So that was pretty graphic there. And the Robert Russell kill scene. If you really think about it, and you just use your imagination on itself, he shoved his blades through him
and the door.
And went down.
Yeah.
Even though the after effect, when they just show him lying there, kind of looks lame, but if you really look at it and imagine what he did, that's pretty freaking gruesome.
You think about like with Back to Friday the 13th, when he shoves the thing through the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it went through them and the bed.
Right, exactly. So when you're looking at it from that slasher standpoint, and he uses his.
I went up and actually went down.
I'm definitely giving it a like.
All right, so good. Well, you almost tanked us here.
I'm sorry.
You're never allowed on this show again.
I'm sorry.
So that brings our score to 3-2.
So that was a good one. This is fun. I want to do this again.
We'll think of another film that Manny doesn't like. Maybe you'll take my spot. You know what? When we do Transformers, you should take my spot because I suffer through those.
Anyway, so this was a fun You Don't Hate episode. Terrence, take us home.
All right, so this is funny. All right, so once again, special event. We have Aspen here. Make sure
give me a like.
Make sure you tell us how you guys felt about Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you feel all the gay undertones that are in that movie? I still say it's not gay. It's just a self-discovery film because Freddy kept coming out every time that he was in sexual situations, whether it be the pool party with everybody half dressed, or whether he was making out with his girlfriend and the tongue came out, or when he was with his best friend in a room kind of leaning over him creepily, and then he kills him because he's gonna tell his parents. That's so gay.
You're taking your.
But anyway, so make sure you guys comment below. Tell us how you feel about the film. Make sure you do some suggestions for us for upcoming You Don't Hate. We're in our Halloween month, so Halloween movies would be great to do. But outside of that, we're going to be getting into Thanksgiving. So I don't know if there's a Thanksgiving movie that people don't hate. But hey, suggest it. We'll probably do it. That's all I got.
That's awesome. Well, I'm Aspen from the back.
I'm Terrence.
Hey!
You don't get talked about.
You don't get talked about.
Who got percent?
Take it easy, guys.
See you later.